To kick in, we have YouTube, we have Twitter via Periscope, we have Facebook. So welcome again, one and all, to another Tuesday night interview. We have been joined this week by the mighty Vendettas out of Melbourne. How are we going, guys?
Hey, how's it going? Good, thanks. Yourself?
Cool. Beautiful, thank you. And as always, we've been joined by the ever so lovely Nikki. How you going, Nikki?
Oh, I'm feeling ever so lovely. Thank you, Andrew.
So, yes, we have a lot to get through tonight. We have, like I said, we're here with the Vendettas and Nikki as always, and we'll be talking about the new album, the tour coming up, and all sorts of stuff as well. But before we get stuck into all that, guys, because for two of you, you haven't been on the show since 2015, so it's been a little while between drinks, and for the rest of you, you haven't been on the show at all. So introduce yourselves and the role you play within the band.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, it's really good to be here for the first time myself.
Yep.
I've been playing with these guys for a couple of years now. It's gone that quick. An album, a couple of videos, and we're ready to launch. Well, this album right here that Jazz has got. That's the one. First album I've been. Yeah. Well, it's been a bit of there's been a few little things here and there, like with the order of the songs, and we had to cut the song and all this kind of stuff, and to get the maximum quality.
180 grams.
Yeah, because we didn't want to skimp on sound, so we end up cutting a song, but we'll release that song on maybe a 7-inch or something.
Nice.
And just for the viewers at home, you are Rick and you play the drums. Is that correct, sir?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, yes. I am.
Fishes, but nobody knows that but me and the rest of Australia now.
Play the drums. Yeah.
And the world.
Oh, yeah, and the world. Where's our Norway friends?
Yeah, hopefully they'll come in.
They're going, who's this bloke talking? We don't know him.
I will be right back. My dog's chewing on a battery, which is a bad idea. Hang on. You keep going, Nikki.
I can do that. Rick, solid introduction, and I'm really excited to talk about a few of the things you mentioned there. We're definitely going to open up this box and talk all about the album, the tracks, the songs, the videos, how long it's taken, what's going on. Beside Rick, we have a fine young man in a aqua-coloured beanie. Is it aqua or my eyes just shot?
It's blue. Superman blue. So it's Superman blue. It is Superman, in fact.
It's Superman blue. Tell us who you are, sir. Who are you? What do you do?
My name's James.
Bass player. So we've had the rhythm section already to get us started.
Yeah.
And what is your preferred choice of bass, sir?
Sorry?
What is your preferred choice of bass? What brand?
My bass?
Yeah.
It changes quite often. But I play a lovely bass by a company in England called Alpha. Two dudes. Yeah. They make I think they've got a proper workshop now.
A proper workshop as opposed to a pretend one?
As opposed to a shed. As opposed to a shed. So they're doing really well, and I was lucky enough to jump on board early before the wait list got to like 3 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Why is there such a wait list? Because they're that good, I suppose.
Well, they're made by hand and entirely by hand. No CNC machines or anything like that.
Wow.
And they're really taking on. So
how did you stumble across them?
Instagram. So it just turned up on my little browse thing. And I'm not a fan, I'm going to get a bit nerdy here, but I'm not a fan of any modern style basses, and their body shape is amazing. So they happened to be selling one that was played by Slipknot's bassist, and I inquired on that. And that was very, very top end. But we talked further, and I ended up ordering a bass for them. So, and we still chat from time to time. Very nice guys. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. I think there might be one of brothers in the country, because it is a long way to ship an instrument.
Yeah.
How long have you had it for?
I've had it for about, I have no idea, 3 years maybe.
So was this used to record the album, this particular bass?
I didn't actually play on this album. I came in after.
We will get to that. We will come to that shortly. Yay. Fail. I think it's time we moved over to Jared. Someone else talk quick.
Well, he's one of the ones who was in the last interview we did. So there we go.
Thank the Lord. So, Jared, you played on this album, right?
I did, yeah, I did, yes. Yeah, I played the electric guitar, yeah. Rhythm and lead, yeah.
What brand?
What brand?
Yeah.
My gig axes are a Gibbo Les Paul and, and a Gretsch Duo Jet. But I have others at home that have appeared on this album.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. Actually, I was saying the other dude, I can't remember who it was, that you used to see Les Pauls all the time, and now you don't see them anymore.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really expensive.
So now it's like I just sort of, I don't know, got a guitar that you don't see as much as you used to. Now everyone's got like, you know, offset guitars, and Fenders are a bit more sort of popular these with the kids.
Did you play the Les Paul on stage?
Yes. Yeah.
Oldie.
Oh,
Golden
yeah,
Axe.
the Golden Axe.
It's a special Les Paul.
Nice.
It is a special one.
Amazing. Yeah. It's very flat sounding.
Yeah, it's on this album.
Yay. I'll look forward to listening to that. So last but not least, who's left? Who's the fine man on the right here?
I'm Steve, and I do the vocals. And
There we
the
go.
Oh, hang on.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore. I do the
He's picked up an
lead
electric
guitar as well. I've started
Yes.
band, so that's been fun. Well, I didn't really have a choice. I bought a nice new guitar for my birthday, and they told me that it was too good a guitar to just be in this room, and that I had to learn. And I was like, I can't do that. And then I went, well,
Yeah, you can.
maybe I'll try. They're very supportive. And now,
So like rhythm guitar, Steve?
yeah, so basically, Jazza did solos on the album.
Yeah.
We're kind of finding that we were adapting those solos live, which was cool. I didn't mind doing it, but sometimes if it's a rock song, you just want to play it straight through, right? And so, yeah, just filling a bit of sound, which is great. And it's it's different. It's definitely different to have something there instead of nothing.
It's a really nice way of saying the ass was falling out of the song.
No, but I like it. I like it. Now, you know, the first time you play it, obviously, you get to that bit, and then there's no rhythm guitar underneath live.
Yep.
We sort of adjust, like for a blues song, for instance. Sometimes it sounds even cooler to give him more space, and we can change it or whatever. But we kind of we also wanted to have it for those rock songs, just to keep punching it through, and it's a bit more of a wall of sound now, and I've got a lot more gear to carry to gigs, which is just fantastic.
And Kiss were exactly
The
Kiss
real
now.
world rock star. Now you know what your bandmates go through, hey?
I reckon with the merch and all that stuff, I might be carrying the most stuff out of everyone now. But they're good
I
blokes.
get away with it because I get to use other people's
You do. But they're good. We all help each other load in, load out. So lucky I did that. When I didn't carry anything, I'd be stuck now.
Well, we've got our first comment coming through. Chris Beachy, I'm assuming that's someone you guys know. He's jumped in and says, Rick looks like an extra blanket, slippers, looking very comfy there. So there we go. There's our first comment. Thanks for joining us there, Chris. All right.
Comfy is good. We want you guys to be comfortable. I like to get a bit loose in these interviews. Hey, it's not about me getting loose. It's about you guys. You've got your third album coming out. This is seriously freaking exciting. And we're going to talk about this in depth. But more importantly, or side by side with that maybe, is you've got a whole bunch of shows coming up. And we're starting on the 30th of April at the Whole Lot of Love, which is a favourite venue of a lot of us here.
Yep.
I want to know what a pre-album launch party is, because that's a little bit fucking sassy. It's like, hey, here's a gig, but the album's not coming out for a week, so suck it.
It's my way of trying to milk everything and turning it into a big event.
What you write to a book and when you want a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah. I'll take that question.
So I'm not sure if you can say, but the set list you'll be playing on the 30th, is it predominantly the new album, or are you going to chuck a bit of the older stuff in as well?
Well, we got at the moment because we took so long to release. Well, it took a little bit longer than what we would have liked because of COVID. We spent like 8 months writing songs together remotely. So we've got about 40 or 50 new songs that
Wow.
we, it's fresh, and we want to sort of trial a few of those. But it's there's mainly half of the album and half new tracks we'll be playing. But ideally we wanted the album to be released this Friday to coincide with this gig. So we booked the gigs. We kind of did it backwards. So we spoke to, because we're doing it through Golden Robot. So we said, this is what we're planning to do. And they've got the things that they want to match it up with in terms of their releasing. And so it worked out that we basically got the vinyl ready, all the gigs ready, and then the 30th or the 4th, I think there was another release that they already had, so they wanted to do it the week after.
Right.
Pre-album release party.
Yep. There you go.
Does that mean, serious question for people like me who want to go, does that mean that you can't you can't buy the album on the night? Obviously, we've got the pre-order going on, but you can't physically buy the record that night. You actually have to either pre-order it or buy it at a subsequent gig. Is that correct?
I'm going to even add more secret to that, and I'm going to say you may possibly be able to get the album on that night with all the new merch. If you rock up, maybe.
Maybe. So it's a definite maybe.
Feeling highly likely. What's a party without a little bit of early merch?
So
Nice.
Jezza has done a fine job of showcasing it. Show it again, Jezza. Show us the album. Now, this is a serious journalistic question, and I ask the hard-hitting questions that need to be answered. Whose eye is on the cover?
It's not mine.
I'm not sure.
It's a Melbourne artist called Josh Ward. There's another eye there. Do you want to grab that eye? Oh, yeah, that'd be crazy.
Grab the eye.
There's more than one eye.
There's another eye.
So there's a story to the eyes.
Okay.
Here we go. Kick back, kiddies. You're about to hear a tale.
All right, you ready?
So the eye.
All right. Ooh. Yes.
There's another.
Mm.
Josh Ward, who was
Sorry.
no, you're right, mate. Josh Lord was the artist who did he did both of these pieces. And he actually did this. This is an actual painting.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Lots of little dots. And this was the original pick. We actually, when we inquired, this was the artwork that we liked, but he'd actually sold it to somebody else.
Yep.
And then he made this one, and we liked, we don't know which eye we liked. So we ended up putting this one on the album, and then we used this one for released last year.
Yep.
Rue Morgan, Don Robot.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah.
That
So
Page, was that for that single?
that's
Rats on the wheel.
In the wheel.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's on the 7-inch. This one.
Nice. Cool.
There's two. That's very cheeky.
There's two eyes. Yeah.
Usually helps to have two.
Yeah. We don't, to answer your question, we don't know whose eye it is.
I did see you like
Comment. Oh, that's a really nice segue, because I've got a little bit of show and tell, and it's quite appropriate. So
Okay.
just gonna hold this up. Can everybody see this?
Yeah, it's there, Nicky.
You mentioned the words Rue Morgue. So let's talk a little bit about your relationship with them, because Face to Face was actually on this compilation album. I don't know about the light, how that's going here. That is so awesome. But tell us about how this all came to be, because I think it's really freaking cool to buy a vinyl of compilation of local original bands. I think it's amazing. How did you guys get involved with that?
So,
You tell.
you want me? I did the last three. You can do this one.
Did you? Are we taking it up? You guys jump in whenever.
I'll run around.
So we recorded the album, finished the album, and we kind of wanted to do something a bit different in terms of releasing the album. So we sent it out to a bunch of labels here and overseas. Had a little bit of interest, but early days we were kind of thinking maybe there's no bites. A couple of the feedback was from labels that didn't even release rock music, but they were giving us advice on what we should do, sort of thing. And then I think it was like one Friday night we got an email back from John, and he said, thanks for the download. I'll check it out tomorrow. And then like half an hour later, he wrote back going, hey, just listen to the first song. I really like it. I'll definitely come back to you tomorrow. Then 10 minutes later, he was like, fourth song, this is fucking amazing, blah, blah, blah. He was basically like, we have to work together.
Fourth song too.
Yeah, so we figured that he liked the album at least.
So did you send John a whole bunch of songs and he picked Face to Face, or did you only send him that track? How did that work?
We sent him the album, but Face to Face is the opening track. So
right.
He liked that one in particular.
Yeah.
He said it was the one that stood out for him the most, like straight up.
Nice.
Yeah. He listened to it a number of times,
Yeah.
I believe.
Loud in headphones. We recommend listening to this loud in headphones.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he wanted that song for this compilation that he was in the middle of preparing. And then he sort of spoke to us about the 7 inches that he does through Rumor label.
Yes.
And so we did Rats in the Wheel, and at the same time, we had a meeting with him at the SB, and he said, look, I really like the band. I really think that you need somebody to look after you, to help you. We had a connection with Mark from Golden Robot.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mind if I flick it on to him? And we were like, that's fine, no worries, all right. And then, so he kind of fast-tracked the relationship with Golden Robot.
Because like John always spoke very highly of you, the Vendettas, and your work ethic. He's always publicly really rated how hard you guys work. So I think it's pretty cool that he spoke his truth and he backed you. I reckon that's pretty amazing, eh?
Yeah, and to have someone who actually is in the industry and like the band and like the music, then say that he feels someone bigger, looking after it, it almost I trusted him straight away. Not that I wouldn't have otherwise, but I thought that was a pretty cool thing to do, and yeah, Golden Robot have been looking after us awesome since then. So we thank him for the introduction, and yeah, we can't thank them enough because it's almost there, man. Almost there.
So your third album is obviously being released by Golden Robot Records. Is this the first time out of your albums or EPs, apart from Remorgue and obviously what we just talked about, that you've had a full-length album on vinyl? Is this the first for you guys?
We've got independently called Bystander and Destroyer. So we did that on vinyl as well. Which is was a no-brainer because it's always cool to have a record, right? Something physical you can look at, and it's coming back into vogue as well.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, that thing sounds amazing, mate. Like, cause we did this through Zenith as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think John pressed those ones through Zenith, and the 180, it just sounded awesome. Like every single track, and I was like, all right, well, if it's going to sound like that, we've got to do it 180 as well, right? So, do have 2 records.
Awesome. Is the other one still available, or is it all sold out? Is it gone now? Is it too late if anyone wanted to go through the back catalogue and get it?
We've still got a couple of boxes left. Yeah.
That's a good album. Yeah.
There's a couple on the shelf still in the garage.
Yep.
Sign me
Still
up.
alive, though.
Well, we've got a cool comment here, just talking about this sort of stuff on the YouTube channel, saying, cool album cover, give us another squeeze. Maybe bring the album cover right up to the lens. There we go. Oh, there we go. So that's for everyone out. And to make it really easy for everyone, just hold there for a second. Just, there we go.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
That's the album cover, folks. Enjoy it. It looks very, very cool, doesn't it? So we are very happy to be seeing that one here because it's been a long time between drinks. Before we move on, Nikki, I'm just going to say Dennis, who's a regular supporter of a lot of bands on the local scene, so it's good to see him here, Dennis. So he's got early merch, quote unquote, for the upcoming gig. He loves it.
Can I just jump on that for a minute? Dennis is going to your Mildura gig. Dennis is a Mildura local, and he is losing his freaking mind. He's so stoked that you're playing in Mildura, and we're going to talk about your tour in a bit. But I just wanted to give Dennis a shout out because I already know he's going to be at that gig.
Cool. Victor, Spin City Music, jumped in and said great live band, so make sure you go and see them on the upcoming tour. Mark Robbins is a good friend of all of us. He jumped in and said bunch of sexy motherfuckers right there.
You sexy motherfucker.
Another Mark. Yeah. Takes on another Mark.
And Damon from YouTube laughed at that and then asked, we've already covered it, but quickly again, who did the artwork for you?
Josh Lord. Check him out online. He does lots of cool stuff. Hey, if you want to look really, really cool, if you look at the back, it looks like
screenshot that, Andrew. What's on it? Oh, shit.
It looks like we've stuck some paper with masking tape. He's actually drawn. That's actually hand drawn.
Okay.
It's like
that's
a set list almost. A set list I'd rip off a bloody fold back.
And it looks like, do you get that sticky, scummy stuff, when you stick many times, that grey stuff, yeah. That's attention to detail.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. That's really cool. Oh, there we go. That hopefully answers Damon's questions on YouTube. Thanks for joining us there. So, Nikki, you were going to move on. You got some other stuff you wanted to cover off there?
Oh, most definitely. I've got so much stuff, but I'm just going to filthy teasers. I see the album, but I can't have it just yet. But maybe if I'm a good girl, I'll get it early. Rightio. You've got a bunch of gigs coming up. We've talked about the pre-album launch party, which is sick. You've got a whole bunch of shows following that. And I love you guys because you actually have a gig that I am 100% going to. Don't be afraid. I can walk to it from my house. I'm so fucking excited. That's just mad. But you're playing a gig at a brewery, which is obviously the one I can walk to. And you're also playing a gig, and I've got to get the right name, Piping Hot Chicken Stop. What are like a brewery and a chicken shop, man? I'm in love. I love a band that fucking goes everywhere and anywhere. What is the most unusual gig environment you have played in? I would love to hear something about that.
Oh, a jail.
Hang on, what? Was it Kilmore?
Oh, it was the Kilmore jail. It's like a historic jail, so there's no real jail anymore. But yeah,
it was beautiful room.
Great.
Awesome room.
Yeah, it was massive.
For the guy who put it on, Frankston they built a stage inside the, I don't know what it would have been, maybe the old Eden, where they went to eat their
Mess
hall. That was unbelievable, man. It was such a, they could hold, I think they're holding a metal festival there.
They are.
Yeah.
Killfest.
It's, I think that'll become a venue of the future once they sort of get the town to make it more of a regular thing. But yeah, it was
Metal Fest would be rad there.
Oh man, totally.
They've got rooms out there. You can actually stay there. They've got accommodation, so you can play the gig. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
We looked at this.
Mannequin.
We
Yeah,
found this room
historical mannequins.
I don't know what they were used for. Maybe when they used to pretend to
I've got no idea.
freak people out.
So far, the jail is the most random place you've played. Like a brewery and a chicken shop. Like, I need to know more about this. This is epic. How did these come about?
So the brewery is. So I grew up down in Galfranga, Seaford Town.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. We can tell, right? We just know.
Not sure my tattoo, shall I? Yes, keep going.
So I did a couple of acoustic gigs there last year, and before COVID hit, I spoke to the guy, he's a family friend of my dad's, and said,
Awesome.
"Look, I always wanted to do like a joint beer with us at a brewery."
Yep.
So I said, "Would you be interested in doing that?" So we've actually got like Vendettas with that label, Jazza, again.
We actually saw that, and we were going to talk about the beer later on. Does it come in
Growler.
pale in different variants?
So it's a 500ml growler, whatever, with our label on it. So on the day, you can buy them for $10, any one of their beers. They're all awesome beers, unique to that brewery. And they're $7 refills like forever. So you can go back there and you'll be stumbling home a lot, I think. You're going to walk there.
I can literally walk home. I'm fucking so excited.
Yeah, Nikki,
So-
you ain't walking home. You're going to be legless.
Oh, I'm going to be rolling home. It's going to be the Rockstar Bar all over again. Okay, so you had a connection with family friend. They've got a brewery. You've got the growler. You've got the drink. But you're actually going to front up and play a gig there. I think that's epic. Like, have they had live music before? Is this a first for them, or are they sort of set up for it?
They've got, I mean, the PA that's there that we played through acoustically was quite big. We'll probably have to tone it down a little bit, just a little bit, because the soundproofing in there is, but you know, we've played in venues that have got concrete everywhere. It's quite large and open space, so hopefully we end up being able to turn the amps up instead of the other way.
The more people that are there, soak up the sound. So
That's correct.
Yeah. Or
won't
it's in an industrial estate, so it's not residential. So hopefully that'll help with the noise, you know?
Yeah, I think that'll be. I think we're putting it on from about 5 to 8 in the afternoon. So.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say. It's kind of like an afternoon, mid-evening gig too. So the timing's pretty respectable too.
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's going to be fun. I think we're playing 2 sets there, so
Nice.
Good value.
songs,
Good value for the
lots of
punters.
songs.
I'm so excited for that gig, and the fact that it's in a brewery is wicked. Oh, hello,
Yeah.
we've got a question.
Bex jumped in and gone, whoever knew there was a brewery in Seaford. There we go. Beck's a regular of ours, so thanks for joining us for this one. Beck.
Beck, I want to see you there, sister. You better come with me,
Yes.
girl. Be my gig buddy again.
I can see you there.
And we also had John Raptus from Rumor Records jump in a minute ago too. So he has come in to say, stoked to see the boys kicking goals. Stoked how things worked out for the boys and the awesome Golden Robot Records. If you're an Aussie band, send your stuff to John at Golden Robot Records. Volume 3 is in the works with the Murders in the Room Org collection, I think it is. And best of luck to the Vendettas in all that they do. So there you go. There's a little word from John. So thanks for jumping in there and saying some nice things. Mate. Good to have you around. and Nikki, Bex jump back in. Don't worry, she'll be there. There you go.
One more
Yeah.
sound, so
Yeah. The more the better.
Tell us about the chicken shop in Ocean Grove, because I'm fascinated. Like, tell me
Yeah.
more about this.
What's this? Yeah, that's a new one.
This is on Steve.
Well, they had the same reaction, man, when I was telling them, because I was like sending emails out to all these places, and I'm like, this is no offense to all the other ones, but I've had a long relationship with this place because I've got friends up there, and they're like, you've got to play the chicken shop, you've got to play the chicken shop. I'm thinking, what the fuck are they talking about? Chicken shop, right? Can't handle like full bands. I'm thinking this tiny little thing. So anyway, I jumped on there and Googled it. It's awesome. It's like the chicken shop's one tiny little strip of it. The rest of it's decked out like an old 60s diner with records, memorabilia, all over the walls, booths, old school chessboard floor. So they have,
Saturday Night Fever type of thing.
Yeah.
Dance floor.
Yeah.
It can come in polystyrene.
Nice.
it must.
Has to come in the polystyrene.
It boasts the best burgers in Ocean Grove as well.
This is like so much fun.
Friendly.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome. So yeah, so I contacted the booker and she just started booking after COVID again. So they
Nice.
do. It's meant to start up like a seated, ticketed event, but I think we'll change that after a few souls. Get
Yeah.
everybody up.
Cool.
But,
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're basing it around beer and food for the first 2 gigs, and then
I love it.
Love it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Hold on, Nikki. Tim, a good friend of ours, Tim, he's jumped in and said, finally get close to home. He'll be referring to the Seaford gig there. So, or the Frank
Tim,
whichever
you
one.
better bloody be there. We'll be rolling each other home. Tim lives like 2 streets away from me.
So,
sure
you
you
get
jump on and book at the brewery, because I think there might be limited things.
oh, okay. There you go.
Okay.
Good to
We'll
know.
book the table.
Good to know.
Careful, down.
Nice. And Ben, who's a regular of ours as well, or before that, sorry, Tim says he'll be there, so that's good to know. But Ben is a regular of ours. Thanks for coming in.
Fingers for you.
He's gone. We've got a question from the audience this time around, so please ask each member what their favourite band is and the most influential. Thanks.
Well, I mean, what do I go by here? I'd say Led Zeppelin's a big one for me,
Yep.
especially drumming style. I'm a bit of a Bonham fan from way back.
Yep.
Nice.
And yeah, bit of Cream, Ginger Baker,
Okay,
all that
cool.
sort of stuff. And then the more modern stuff like Tool and Soundgarden. And
He plays in a Soundgarden cover band.
Oh, nice.
oh, tribute.
Yeah, sorry, not
yeah.
cover, tribute.
I think he's going to like our mass special in a couple of weeks, Andrew.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We're doing a few weeks.
oh, right.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
grunge stuff coming up, maybe, just maybe. I may have just dropped that.
Yep. That'll be interesting. Let's put it-
So you're in a Soundgarden tribute band. Some cool influences there, though. That's really cool, Rick.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved this stuff. I used to play along to the albums when I was a kid with the headphones on. And yeah, sort of just on my own in the bungalow out the back. And yeah.
But did it have a pool table in the bungalow? Because apparently that's a hot thing to have.
I had a pool table, actually. I had a pool table, but yeah,
Yeah, is there
Nah.
room for the sticks?
not in
No,
that.
right for the sticks, exactly.
Actually, to a friend's place, and yeah, he had something out there too. So we had a pool table out there, another jam room. So another band of mine who we've been together forever. But that's another story. One still with thunder.
That's another story.
The jelly beans.
Yeah, no. Anyway, that's yeah, that's. I could go on for hours, but I won't. So,
All right, so next up then.
go to Jimmy now.
Yeah, it changes weekly. Probably so. As like most bass players, I started playing guitar and shifted to bass for one reason or another. No, actually, it was my guitar teacher leaving for a dream job playing guitar, and me buying a bass guitar at the same time. So, probably the very first bass player I turned my sights to for influence was Jeff Ament from Pearl Jam.
Nice.
So, a lot of fretless bass in rock music. I was a huge fan of that. And just a fat sound like a warm, fat sound for a rock band, as opposed to like a clangy sound or something like that. So Jeff Ament was probably my first major influence. And then from there, it shifts to the likes of Paul McCartney. He was, stuff he did. Stuff the whole band did was really quite, at the forefront of what music was doing at the time. at least in the mainstream. So that, where else have I gone? The Cure. I'm a huge Simon Gallup fan of The Cure.
Nice.
He uses simplicity and groove to make some really amazing melodies that drive the songs. I went through during COVID. I went through a bit of a Cure deep dive, and a lot of the body of their songs are the drums and the bass, whereas the guitar bits are just little bits of noodling here and there in between. So yeah, so that goes everywhere pretty much. But I'll just leave it at that, and let's go with radio.
Nice.
So,
Right,
well, the can of fish. So Robert, he plays 6-string bass, but he plays it as a melodic instrument in between vocals. I don't know.
Who do I like? I like the Swedish bands from the 90s, the Helicopters, Lucifer, Turbo Negro,
Nice.
and the Backyard Babies, and probably my other major influences, Jack White, the Raconteurs, Saboteurs, depending where you are in the world. Yeah, that's probably about it. I just like dudes that make you listen to lots of different bands. So like I listened to the Copters ages ago, but from them I learned, about the MC5, and
Right.
Cool.
I like bands that take you on journeys, and you learn about that band, and then the next band, and then the next band, and then the next band. Yeah.
You go down the YouTube rabbit hole. I love that when you just get into something and it's going, oh, similar to this or whatever. It's like, yep, click, 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 take me away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of that through down to Neil Young and Creedence and all those kind of.
Yep. One more to go. So the last one.
I think vocally, I started off my musical journey probably more with the soul guys, so the Motown sort of stuff. So Stevie Wonder, I think I always come back to him as being the be all and end all of just what he can do melodically with his voice, but doesn't do it, even though he can do it. So, and then when I obviously started singing heavier stuff, the guys that take that element and turn it into rock, like Stevie Tyler and probably Lane Staley to an element of that as well.
Yeah.
And for power and presence, I don't think I'm going to pass Cornell, man. He's guitar now as well. Like I've been watching heaps of Soundgarden. I'm like, oh yeah, just that much. I'm going to steal that.
The dude from Slash's Snake Pit second album.
Oh yeah, Rodney Jackson. I think I heard Rodney Jackson.
You've been dissing me.
They didn't want to show me Rodney Jackson from Slash's Snake because they knew that I would just try to beat the dude.
Yeah.
And I'm right. He's like Teddy Pendergrass on steroids, mate, in front of Slash. If you haven't heard it, it's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Because what's interesting about you guys is if you read the interwebs, there was I read the interwebs and there was comparisons, and there was comparisons to Stone Temple Pilots, there was comparisons to the Conspirators, there was comparisons, even someone said Foo Fighters, and it's really interesting because we're going to talk about Matt Robbins in a minute, but I am a bit of a grunge fan. I have no hesitation admitting that. And when I listen to your earlier stuff and this album, and that's something else we're going to talk about in a minute, I definitely get a grunge feel. I do. And I feel like if you put you and Cicada Stone on a lineup, it would just fucking work. But having said that, you've also got this rock thing going on. And if you were to say what your sound is, would you say it's rock? Would you say it's grunge? Would you just say, you know what, we sound like the Vendettas? That's who we sound like. What's your take on that?
Well, the guys, we actually played with the band. We played with Matt back in March for their album launch.
Yeah.
Look, stylistically, we're the same but different, right? I think there's a lot of bands that do that. I feel like we played with the band at the Tote a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we hadn't played with them for years when we were a little bit different to what we are now. And they were even saying, like, because we've really been working on harmonies, so we've got like 3-part vocal harmonies now.
Nice.
And they were like, man, you got like this power pop sort of British kind of thing going
Yeah,
on. But
for sure.
we can still go harder, we can still go grungy as well, but I think it's changing. It's always changing. I mean, the songs that we've written up this album will probably be stylistically different as well, while still being similar sort of Vendetta sound. So
That was the thing I was interested in. Like, I haven't obviously heard the whole new album, but Guardians is fucking killer. I freaking love that song. I genuinely do. But I was really interested in how your sound has changed or evolved on this new album. So is Face to Face on the new album?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. And Rats in a Wheel, is that also on the new album?
Yeah.
Great. So I've heard at least 3 of them then. How has the sound progressed or changed from the previous albums?
Well,
I do feel that it has, just quietly.
as we were discussing off air before, I mean, the lineup of the band has changed since Bystander. We were a 5-piece. I was playing rhythm, and we had a different guitarist playing lead at that stage, and Steve was singing solo vox. I guess we're a bit of a product of our surroundings now, that out of necessity with that guitarist dropping out, then we got Rick come along, who, I mean, if you really want to change the dynamic in your band, I mean, change your drummer. I mean, they're not just gorillas back there bashing skins. They really bring something to your band. So I guess that's an element that really changed on the record as well. So with the guitarist dropping out, I sort of took up the mantle to try out a bit of not so much shredding, but playing a bit more melodically and less sort of rhythm orientated. So that's probably a few of the main changes.
Yeah.
With vocal thing, as Stevie said before, that's grown since our very first album. It was all sort of with all the big heavy reliance on Steve to do the vocals, and then I was just we started bringing in more backing vocals and more harmonies, and as you write songs and you write the lyrics as you write the songs, that changes the song as well. A lot of the early stuff was very riff orientated.
Yeah.
So
it's just nice having because I write like the harmonies while I'm doing the lead vocal as well, and Jazza has been doing the backing vocals for Jimmy step up and like it sounds, even though it's just one voice, it sounds like there's 10 voices, right?
Yeah.
Hearing those plus with the different elements that we've got with the different sort of type of guitaring, and I just fill out the guitar where I can. It's like we come out of COVID. I kind of feel like we're a different band a little bit. But it's quite cool just to be not really have any holes in how you've written the songs that you can't produce live now.
That's cool.
Right. Also, the new songs that we recorded last year on our own, the writing style, not the style, but the technique in which we wrote. So, like, maybe Jazza would have a guitar riff and he'd send it to, say, me. I'd put a drum track to it. We'd sort of all send that to Steve, and then he'd put it together, and Jimmy'd do a bass line, and then Steve would put the vocals on. And so we could actually see it taking shape as it happened, but we weren't in the same room doing it. So, I mean, there's things like, the dynamics of, like, Jazza when he writes the guitar riff or his song, the way he's feeling on the day. Maybe he's at home, he's maybe a bit more relaxed. Maybe in the jam room, it would be different because we're all pumped and become a bit rockier. But I feel that
might have just got out of the shower.
Towel.
I fillet a fish, you know. I want to know.
A fillet of fish.
Rick was happy with that. But, you know, things like that, and like I said, when you're together in a jam room, your dynamic is different because
for sure.
just blow out the cobwebs or whatever. That's where you're at home, you're more relaxed, and maybe a glass of red or something, and you're right. It's feeling incredibly, and the music sounds different. It does. And like this stuff, like once we record it all, you hear it, you'll go, yeah, it's quite. It sounds like us, yes, but it's different from the album that we're putting out now. Yeah, which is it's actually quite amazing to hear the difference.
Yeah, that's nice. How did you record this one? Did you self-produce or did you go to a studio? How did this one come about?
This one,
That one.
yeah.
The new one coming out, number 3.
So yeah, we did it all in colour. Speaking of Matt Robbins, we did it all. Matty down in Altona Colour Sound there.
Yeah.
We tracked it. The majority of the rhythm stuff is all tracked live.
Nice.
And then we just did some. We tried to keep it more simplistic this time. We went a little bit too overdub crazy on the second album. So we just did live tracking to click. Was it to click?
Yeah.
And then we just went over the top with some additional guitar layers and vocals, and kept it pretty simple though. Yeah.
Nice.
Try to make it sound raw and live. Yeah.
Taking more out, it ends up sounding bigger. So when it came to mixing, we had a bit more room to push things louder because it was less in. So, and it does. It sounds like we were talking before. I remember being in the mixing room with Matt, specifically waiting to hear it on 180 gram vinyl.
Nice.
And I forgot. I did forget about it a little bit, and then when I listened to the test pressing, I was just like, oh yeah, and the acoustics over there, and that vocal pans from left to right. I'm like, yes. It's been just long enough for me to forget about all the cool shit that we did. So it's all a new experience for me as well, which is cool. So
that's cool. Well, for those who want to check out some of the music, I have put a link in the comments, and it's also in the description to the face-to-face lyric video, which is the newest video from you guys thus far. Will there be new videos coming from the album?
Guardian.
Just finished up the Guardians, yeah.
Nice.
One of our good friends, Noah Lee from Viper Photography.
Yeah,
right. She's been awesome. So we met her through, I think she came and took photos of another band that's on that compilation. White Devil Detroit. Is that right?
Oh yeah, White Devil Detroit. We know them.
Yeah. So we did a show with them, and she was there taking photos of them and took some of ours. And she was quite sweet about it. She was like, "Oh, do you mind if I send you some photos that I took?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." And they were freaking awesome, man. Like, he's just got the eye for it. So, so we asked her and said, "Would you be interested in like helping us out with a film clip? Just put out." She's So we've been working with her for the last few months just to get the Guardians together, and she's done an awesome job. It's come out really good.
In fact, the tour poster for this tour is all Noelle's
That's
work.
right.
Yeah.
So the photo of us, that was her. Yeah. Leading up.
Oh, well done. Go, babe. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Corporation. Another lane way. One at the Grave Street, I think.
Yeah. But she had license to, when you're taking photos, you're all like hands in your pockets, and I think most of the band shots we've had where it's been left up to us have been like standing shoulder to shoulder. They stand, Jazz is like 4 feet taller than me. So she was cool. She was just like, just pick up the phone, just stand over there, just here, lighting this, that. Okay, done. So yeah, so that'll come out on the 7th as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, for those interested, I put the sorry, Nikki, just quickly, I put in the comments the tour information just in the comments there too, and it's also in the description for those who want to go and check out that picture that's just being talked about. Also, just to go and see the band, their live dates coming up. But yeah, go on, Nikki. Sorry.
Well, speaking of their live dates, seriously cool. They're doing regional, they're doing Melbourne, and they're doing some East Coast up in Sydney. And that leads me to one of my comments or observations. I feel like every time I see a Vendettas gig and I see who's supporting you, it's like you go through my address book and pick Nikki's favourite bands. Like, seriously. And even in Sydney, you're playing with Simon Chainsaw. They're fucking amazing. And Coda, like, bah!
Yeah.
So, which leads me to my question, a little bit of a show and tell. Riff Raiders. Riff Raiders are one of my favourite bands. They're my mates. And you guys play with them regularly. Now,
yeah.
I guess why I'm asking that is in the context of the other shows you've coming up. You've got the Diecast, you've got the Dead Amigos. You've got some freaking solid people playing on these bills with you. Is there a particular band you have a real kinship with that you keep going back to? Is there favourite bands that you like to tour with? Or do you just try and pick someone that just captures you for whatever reason? How do you pick your supports? Because I just feel like they're all winners.
Well, Riff Raiders I feel like they've taken us under their wing in how to do shit properly since we met them. So
yeah,
I think they were recording with Matt when we did a gig with them. So we played a Blazers Going Away show in
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And
Did you say Blaze?
yes,
that's them.
those are the boys.
Yeah.
The very one.
And it was that night that I actually fell in love with Marty's hair because I reckon it's the best.
It's impeccable.
Yeah, so perfect.
Marty's hair and not his axe. He's got some serious guitars, but
Okay,
irrelevant.
But I just had to mention the hair.
I fell in love with his head.
So we met them there, and they played on the bill too.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
then, so I think Matt had sort of spoken to Jenny there and said that we recorded with them as well. So,
Right.
Pardon?
No, I just said right. Like listening.
Sorry.
This is cool.
So then you do the whole thing of, we're going to do some more shows together, blah, 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 which we were serious about, but you say that almost every gig, right?
Yeah.
And she said, we're putting together a regional and East Coast tour for our album launch. Do you guys want to do some gigs? So I'm like, yeah, let us know. And no shit, she sent back like this email of all these venues that she booked, the other supports, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. And then I was like, going to these boys going, this would be awesome if we can jump on this.
Yeah.
And plus, I think the two bands, we would work a room together really well. And we played.
100%. I totally agree with you on that. Like musically, it works, their sound and your sound, and the chemistry. I really do agree with you on that.
We played with them at the jail, so
Yeah.
as well.
And you played with them at Last Chance as well, I think.
They are playing the album launch, at the end of May with us.
Yeah.
We played and the SP, and we would have played Sydney with them, but we had to cancel that because that was right before.
That was the start of the COVID.
Yeah.
That was a should we or shouldn't we?
It was the 13th, about the 13th of March, and then we were supposed to go the week.
Right.
Wow.
And it was on the Wednesday, which I think we decided, we're going to have to pull the pin.
Yeah.
And we'd had flights booked, we had cars booked, hotels. Whatever it was, hotel. But we had to basically cancel everything. And even New cancelled whatever they had going on. because they were just a bit behind us as far as the you know, restricting numbers in venues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So pretty much a week or two after that, they were, you know, flat out locked down as well.
Yeah.
But we took that opportunity to come here and record a couple of demo songs, and that was the first 2 or 3 songs we recorded of all the new stuff that ended up being last year. So there's got to be a good double album's worth there, or triple.
That's what you want.
We're happy that we've got these gigs coming up because even when we booked a couple of months ago, we still, even the venue was like, look, we'll book it in, we'll see what happens. If it comes around and we can do them, we'll do them. If not, then we'll have to reschedule. But yeah, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get them all done.
I don't think we answered the question.
Oh,
We did. I said Riff Raiders, but I think I'm looking. I've got my list here. So we did poach those Sydney idea bands from that tour that never played. So Coda and Simon Chainsaw, and I think the Black Heartbreakers.
Yes.
We played with them here, so it's actually come together quite easily. Like every band that we've kind of asked has said yes. They got back to me.
Nice.
And lucky that they were playing gigs as well. So
Oh, but Dead Amigos, they're sick as well.
They're
Hello,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
Like great bands. You've got some cool stuff. It's going to be a great show all around. But before we run out of time, we need to recap this. So we've got the 30th, this Friday. You are at Whole Lot of Love with Dead Amigos and the Diecast for your pre-album launch party. And if you're a good boy or girl, you may be able to secure a little vinyl there. So that's sick.
Yes.
Saturday, 8th of May, we're going to roll home from Seaford at the Beersall Brewery, which is the day after your album drops and the day after the Guardians clip drops. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's it.
yes, you've been listening.
Oh,
it's well.
I know.
Yeah.
I am a bingo, but I do pay attention, I promise. All right, Saturday, 15th of May, Ocean Grove. You get to that fucking chicken shop. It's piping hot and you need to be there. And I want to go there. It sounds so bloody cool. I'm like, this venue sounds rad.
I'm only going for the. I'm not even. I don't even care about playing.
No joking.
No, you'll be in the mood. Saturday, 22nd of May, you're going up to Bendigo to the Handlebar, which is sick. Friday, 28th of May, Melbourne, Last Chance Rock and Roll Bar. Fucking love that place. And it's open to like 7 a.m., bitches. That is an after party if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Friday, 28th. Oh, hang on, wait. Saturday, 6th of June, you're in Mildura. Hello again, Dennis, at the Moose, the Corporate Moose. What is that? Is that a bar?
Hope so.
It is a live music venue. It's got a stage, it's got speakers, and it looks pretty cool actually. So
Yeah, that's
No.
sick. I love that you're going regional. Like, so much love for you for this. So,
Yeah.
19th of June, Frankie's Pizza by the Slice in Sydney, iconic venue. Everyone knows Frankie's, so that's going to be sick. We've already talked about Simon Chainsaw and Coda. And then you're going to Leichhardt, the Crowbar, another iconic venue.
Nice.
On 20th of June. So you don't have to be in Melbourne to see these guys. They're going regional and doing a little bit of East Coast. This is exciting. Are you pumped? Are you psyched?
Very much so.
Yep, looking forward to it. I was spewing that we missed out last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're so glad that we can do it now.
yeah, it's good. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, everything happens for a reason. So
It does.
the dates are all lined up. You know, the bands that we're playing with, they're all going to be killer shows, and we're
Nice.
practicing very hard.
Yep.
We will be.
We have to practice now.
We do have to practice up a bit. So
Well, we've interrupted your practice tonight to do this, so there you go.
yeah, you can live stream the practice if you want.
So, what would you like to say to those tuning in tonight before we do say farewell, because we are starting to run slightly over time? Just what do you want to say to those tuning in now live or later on whenever people decide to tune in either video or audio wise later on? What do you want to say to people that are tuning into this one tonight?
Thanks for
Buy the album, check it out. We're very proud of it. It's been a bit of a long sort of wait for us since we were recording it, but yeah, like I said before, listening back to it, we're really happy with all the songs on it. It's all come together, the artwork. 180 grams, it sounds Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, you can weigh that.
Yep. We got Mickey's got one.
And he tells you stuff, you can take it to the bank.
Please. And celebrate with us with all the shows and come down and have a beer with us.
Shows are nothing without the audience in
That's
it.
right, yeah.
That's it. So the more the merrier.
On again, come out to the shows,
Bring your friends.
buy beers, support the venues,
Definitely.
support bands, buy their stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about the rabbit hole. Melbourne's got the best rabbit hole in the world.
Yep. Agree. Completely agree with that.
And just a quick shout out to the Whole Lot of Love guys. There's a petition that people need to sign
Yes.
tomorrow, I think it is.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, they're looking to build some apartments there, and
Yeah, saw
on there,
that. Ooh.
guys will share the link or whatever. Just
Yeah.
jump on there, make sure that they have to agree to the agent of change so they soundproof the building. So we don't get any whinges complaining about the noise after they've moved in next to a freaking live music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important because we don't want to lose any more. So
Yeah. No, I am just pulling up that now. Here it is. So bear with me for a moment. I am just gonna. So I'm gonna grab that. Oh, geez, can I share it? Interesting. I'm not sure. All right. Bugger. All right. So basically, for what you're talking about there, you got to email the Moreland councillors listed below. So I'm going to copy and paste this thing here. So if you want to help out, this is how we do it. I'm actually just going to grab the text and copy paste it into the description, into the comments here from Sash at Whole Lot of Love. So just get into the comments now. It's a bit of a long one, so read it, but it is well worth it. Yeah, they're a great venue. They do great things. They really shouldn't have to stress about this too much. But if you can't get all the information for that, check out the Whole Lot of Love Facebook page, which I'll also share their page now. And so that way you can get involved in all that however you can too. So that's there as well. So go and check out that for everyone that wants to get involved in that one. Please do.
But back to these guys, they're a fucking killer rock band. We talked about grunge, we talked about rock. Make up your own mind. Go out and fucking see them. They put on a great show. I'm a big fan. I really genuinely dig your shit. I'm excited for the new album. Like, from what I've heard, it's definitely a different step and sound and direction from the previous stuff, which I also really liked. But I'm very attuned to this. And anyone who knows where my headspace is, I'm probably a bit of a dark horse on this show. I admit, I love Foo Fighters. I love fucking Nickelback. I don't care. I love lots of stupid bands. This is not a stupid band. This is a great band. They've got great sounds. We've talked about grunge a little bit. To me, they've got a bit of a grunge tone, but to me, they're more just an out-and-out rock and roll band. Fucking rock. If you like guitars, you like rock, you like box, fucking get out there and rock to it.
Agreed. And right after midnight, jumping into they love these guys. I mean, there's more local band love. So there we go. Get amongst it. Get around the scene. There's so many good bands out there to go and check out, and the Vendettas are another one of those. Been following you guys for a while. We last had you on in 2015, so that's 6 years ago now, pretty much to the day almost. It's very close to that time. Maybe just touch over 6 years. It's been a very long time between drinks. So well done on finally getting another album out there. I can't wait to hear it myself personally. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker because your two previous ones before that were great. And every single step of the way you've grown and improved and gone on to bigger and better things. So it's great to catch up with you and great to see that you're kicking some serious goals now with Golden Robot and through Morgan that as well. So well done to everything you've accomplished so far. And hopefully the tour and the upcoming album launch go extremely well for you as well.
Thanks, brother. Shows.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. So everyone, get out to these shows. The details are there. The album's coming out on the 7th of May, if I'm correct. Yep.
Yeah, you can pre-order through the Golden Robot Records website today, please.
Cool.
Yeah.
So pre-order, save on Spotify. Is that an option as well? Can you pre-save it on?
Yep. Pre everything. Go for it.
Especially if you get to the Giga Hole of Love Bar, you can pre-get the album too.
If you've got 2 records, you can.
That's a very corny joke.
All right. So is there anything else you want to throw in there, Nikki?
No, I just really want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to Steve, because obviously we've been chatting. But thank you to all of you for making the time tonight. It really is appreciated. I think you guys are amazing, and I wish you every success with the album. And thanks for chatting us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much for having us
Thank
on.
you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nikki, for organising yet another interview. For those who don't know, Nikki is the one that organises these ones much more than I do. I just facilitate proceedings more than anything else. So thanks again to Nikki for putting on another one for us tonight. Thank you very much to the Vendettas for joining us once again for the first time in a long time. Like I said, we'll have to get out and catch up over a beer instead of catching up online like this. That'll be a better way to do things, and we'll organise that at some point or another. But yeah, I think that'll do us for now. For everyone out there watching or listening or tuning in either live with us tonight or whenever you do decide to sit down and take in this interview, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and give us your thoughts, feedback, all that sort of stuff as well as always. And make sure, like we said all along, check out this band, the new album, Vendettas 3. It's a very easy thing to remember, so go and check it out. It's coming out very, very soon. And if not, go and see the live shows as well, please do. But that's it for another week. Nikki, who's our next interview? Do we have another one locked in yet?
I don't want to say yet until it's confirmed, but
Okay.
yes, of course we have another one ready to go.
We have a last minute comment here. Hi, Margie Haberfield from Ahmed. Okay. Hi. So,
Hey.
hi and bye, because this is where we start to sign off. So awesome. Cool. Thank you, one and all, for tuning in. And thanks to the guys for jumping in with us tonight. We're going to slowly sign off from each of our little platforms here. So first off, we're going to say goodbye to Twitter and Periscope. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Hi, Twitter. Hi, Twitter.
And next